Right, hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday pre-market cap. Pre-market prep. Right. So I'm Kelvin here from Wrong and Search, going through the what we should look at for next week trading in the stock market. All right. So of course, before we start, remember to give us a like and also share our live stream out to more people so that more retail investors can actually make it in the stock market, so at least they know like what kind of things that they can actually look into the market and what kind of trading methods it's available to look into it. All right. And of course, on Facebook side, you can give us a like or give us a stars, and YouTube side, give us a like from it. Okay. So overall right now for the market, last week I already shared with you guys that market doesn't seem like it's that right. So as you can see right now, the market is actually going down. Some of the stocks are actually having a retrace. So that I've already told you guys, and you guys should be able to avoid that, and don't get too excited if, let's say, you see your portfolio start to turn into green or turn into a profit or having lesser losses in the market, because stock market right now is a bit different in the sense where it's extreme in the sense is because the economic policy, everything that was used during the pandemic was so extreme that it pushed up all the stock price higher because of all this QE, quantitative easing, which is aka you can actually call it like printing money. All right. So is there's a lot of printing money going on. So right now things are moving up a lot and inflation are going up. It's causing a lot of inflation in the market. So that's why they are increasing the interest rate, reducing some of the printing money to actually to have a soft landing in the market, to allow the market to actually goes back to the pandemic area. So you will notice a lot of stocks have really gone down a lot and start to have a little bit of rebound from here. But the rebound here, like I say last week, that the market the rebound is not really that great. There will be a short term of the price retrace. But after this retrace, if let's say they are able to push the price up higher, then it will be a very good timing for us to look back into the market. But based on my point of view, this is just purely based on my point of view, is that right now the market, it seems is, like I say, is very extreme. So we have to be very careful on selecting the right stocks or right sector in the upcoming few months or years ahead, because it's not going to be something like a super bull, like every stocks you enter then it will actually move in. The reason why I say that is because before that there's a lot of funds are flooded into the market. Of course there are still some remaining funds in the market, so they can't really take all the funds away from the capital market. So right now you can see the price actually goes back down, probably is back to the pre-pandemic area. And of course everything is actually being harder, and we might see some of these funds are more carefully investing into some of the sectors as well. So it's not like during the pandemic time where you can see most of the stock actually start to boost it up higher in 2020 time. So whoever just come into the market, you buy the wrong stock, or you buy the stocks that next to it or about the same name, then you can still make profit from it. So no, there's no more such thing anymore. So because inflation rate is high, definitely they are going to tackle that. So this is the fact that they are definitely going against this and reducing the funds are flowing out into the market, reducing this kind of expenditure, so to actually reduce the inflation from there. So that's why this is the thing that we need to accept, and right now the market is actually going into this way. So we need to look into the right sector in the market. So let me share with you like some of the way that this fund will actually flow into this kind of sectors. Is first thing is they need to have the story to tell. They need to have some innovation story to tell. So this innovation story that can actually say that maybe some new products are coming in or they are changing. Let's say, for example, maybe the semiconductor war which is going on. So whoever actually comes out first, then they will actually get the leads of the new generation of semiconductors. And this is just an example. I'm not saying that this will be the one that will move up. So this is just an example. And of course that the story is one thing, so that it can convince all this fund to flow into it. And then second thing, which is they need to have a very strong or you can say the business about it, so that you can attract the funds to come in, and then the price will move up higher. All right, so as you know, I always look into the demand and supply into the market. I seldom talk about the market or the fundamental of it. But right now I'm touching it is because I'm not really touching it. It's more like I'm sharing that what these institutional funds are thinking. So they need to have this kind of story in order to sell their investment, so that this investment, the funds will actually flow into this kind of stocks. So they need to have a strong fundamental, like what you always hear in the market. Let's say the rumors, they always tell you, hey, I got this insider news saying that this couple of stocks, okay, they will actually move up higher, double in 2 to 3 months time. So first thing, they'll come with the insider news, and then second thing, they'll come with the story like always saying about, like, they have the projects coming in, they are going to secure the project, and then that one they say like haven't announced yet, later on they will do an announcement. And then the third thing that they will tell you is that the fundamental of it is good and stuff like that, and it's a good business. So basically, if you look into financial statement of it, so basically you can just say anything that you want, because financial statement, there are something good, there are something bad, because a company, there's no perfect company. They have some things that is good, they just pick the right thing to talk about it. So you have to be very careful into this. So of course, you'll heard about all these rumors. So at the end of the day, when you invest into it, and then the price actually goes down lower. So that's the thing. But the different thing is that the institutional fund is that when this come in, they'll come in a few round of funds are coming in, so that it can actually push the price up, keep on going up higher and higher. So that's why right now is not just about talking about expectation. We need to look into more than expectation, because during the pandemic time, where all the funds, a lot of funds are money in the market, so they can just float into any stocks into the market. So you can see any stocks in the market are actually going up a lot, like double, triple, quadruple, all this. So not just in Malaysia, other country are also the same thing. So that's why right now they have lesser fund. They need to be more precise into one sector. They need to make sure like all these funds are actually gathered into one of the sectors. So they will have all these funds are flowing into one of the sectors, so that they can actually make more profit from that. So that's why they need to have a good story. They need to have a good fundamental from that. So what are the things that we can look into it? We leave it to you guys to share it with us. So if you have any idea, you can actually leave it in our comment section for a discussion. Okay, so it's for discussion purpose. So there's nothing advisory or anything. There's nothing about it. Okay, there's no intention to actually offer to buy or sell any stock. So it's a discussion. So start a discussion in the comment section, so we can actually look into it. And then next week, I'm gonna look at it and see what are the things that we can find from the stocks. All right. So right now, if we look into the market wise, so you know that in the market right now, there's a bit of mix. Like I say, the market returns continue to be a bit mixed in the market, but only a few sectors that they will actually perform very well. So you have to be very careful about it. So far, if we look into top active list, this is the top active list over here. So if you look into each of the stocks, let's say those that is moving up or going down, all of these stocks, usually I will look into it. The reason is because this will tell us, if we are looking at those stocks that are going down, we will tell us that whether is there any demand are coming in. If let's say there are demand are coming in, then we know that, okay, market is not that bad, because some demand are actually going into these kind of stocks. And then those that is going up is usually those that I will try to avoid. Some of it, some is potential, some is we will try to avoid. The reason is because usually big boys, they create the volume, create the activities to get your attention, to jump into the market, so that you know that, oh, okay, this is to get your attention so that they can distribute some of the shares. Okay, I'm not saying all, but some of it are like that. So you have to be careful when selecting the stocks from the top active list. All right, so we're gonna look into the top active list, which is the changes have the highest. I don't like to look into the percentage, highest percentage of changes and things like that, because I don't really like to look into percentage, because 1 ringgit down to 50 cents is losing 50%, right? But 50 cents you have to go up to 1 ringgit is you need to make 100%. So it's better to go by the value. I prefer to go to look at the value. So if you look into these stocks, and if you have joined one of the previous preview on how to selecting the stocks, that is not how to select the stocks, it's more like how do we know the stocks will continue to move up higher, then you will know that what kind of stocks that they are not going to go down lower. So if you don't want to miss this kind of sharing that I've done, a sneak peek of how I share this educational to my students in our training course, then you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course like our Facebook page as well. All right, and give us a like on, so that next time if let's say there are any live stream coming out or any webinar that are coming out to share with you guys, you will have the first-hand information, so you will learn that at first. Okay, so if we look into this kind of price movement, usually this is actually telling us that they still have a bit of intention to move the price up higher, but most likely would just be 1 day price up. So this kind of stock is good for day trading. So if you know how to do a day trade, then it will be great. Price still moving up, and is with the high volume moving up, so there's not much of selling pressure comes in. So seems like they have not attracted a lot of buyers coming in. So I think most likely these stocks will have like maybe morning price push up, do a day trading, and then we just get out. That's our own opinions here. All right, so those stocks that is moving up, we have in the top active list, we have one is still moving up. It shows a bit of sign of moving up, but this one, it doesn't really show the sign of moving up, but it's still the same thing. They most likely the morning they'll push up the price, attract buyers, and they throw the price down lower in the intraday. So two stocks are showing this kind of sign over here. This one about the same thing, so it just be a very short term. So most of the stocks that are in the market are doing this kind of price movement here, so we have to be a little bit careful. So even though there are selling pressure coming in, even though they gain on that day itself, they gain, but the stock price are still showing sign that they will have a retrace coming, which selling pressure are coming into the stocks. So in that case wise, we have to be careful. We might see the market is going to be more tough for us to trade. So you might see some of the stock, if let's say you have entered, and then you might causing some retrace from there. Okay, so these are the trending stock I'll try to avoid, because this kind of trending stock, if let's say they throw down, then yes, it looks nice that it keep on moving up higher and higher every day, but you can see when they throw it down, it's throwing it down very you do not know when are they going to throw down. So you might enter, you won't be entering at the low, because you won't notice this until they turn the price up higher, where you find that, hey, these stocks, they keep on moving up higher and higher, so it's safe to look into it. Then they throw it down. After they throw it down, you feel scared, you feel afraid, and then they turn it up higher again. Then you start to find that, hey, it's moving up higher, it's safe. Then you add in more this kind of into these kind of stocks, and then they would keep on doing all this. So if you do not know how to do this, how to trade into these kind of stocks, try to avoid it, because it will be very dangerous for you to look at it, because you never know. Maybe in the morning you wake up, and then during the lunchtime you check your portfolio, and then it's at the losses. All right, so far those stocks that is at the gainers in the top active list are not really showing sign that they have the intention to move the price up higher. So we have to be a bit careful, a bit mixed. This is also another trending stocks. Usually we call it like, these are the piano keys. We avoid this piano key. So they'll keep on churning, and then there's too much of floating shares in the market, so they keep on like 1 2 3 days, 1 2 3 days, left hand, right hand, this kind of transaction method. All right, so those that are the gainers. So we need to see right now, we know in the gainers, most of them, they might have a price push up morning, and then they start to throw it down in the afternoon. So right now we need to see those losers in the top gainers. Will they be continuing to become a loser, or they will start to have a price rebound from it? So you can see I'm looking at the 5-minute charts. The way we look into analyze the market is very different from how you look into technical analysis and stuff like that, because we don't draw any resistance line, we don't draw any support line, because the resistance is not really like a resistance, because we know that the big boys, they will distribute on the way up. So when they distribute on the way up, they are selling and selling and selling. Can you say that is the, when it break that, so means that it will go up higher? It can't really explain that, but if you take that resistance turn into a support, then it doesn't make sense at all, because they are selling on the way up. So how can that selling become a support? Maybe some of you might think like, oh, operator, the big boys can actually come back in to do a reaccumulation. Obviously you do not understand that very well, how they operate, so that's why you say this. Okay, so if let's say they can reaccumulate, why don't they let the price goes down and reaccumulate at the lower price? Why they need to reaccumulate at the higher price, right? Of course that will be different for, if let's say, those institutional fund. So institutional fund way of price moving up is slightly different. I won't say reaccumulate, it's more like fund A sell to fund B sell to fund C. So that's why there's a price moving up like this. So yeah, that can be happen in the market as well. So you have to understand the market really well. So that's why you don't use any indicators, because indicator doesn't tell us like precisely, doesn't tell us where is the support and what is the big boys going to do. That's why if you're using the indicators, you're always late to get out, or if you are using the support broken, you're always late to get out, because the price already goes down, then only. But we don't want to wait for the price to go down, then only we exit or we take profit. We want to know before the price goes down, then we can react to it and then exit from there, right? So that is what we want. But from my experience is that traditional TA doesn't really have that. So that's why I came out with this and I spent time to look into this, so that I find looking into 5-minute charts is a much more better indication that tell us, okay, this stock is whether it's going to have a rebound and stuff like that, whether it's at the support. And of course, it doesn't mean that rebound is going to rebound a lot. It's not going to say like rebound back to the previous high and stuff like that, but at least there will be a 1 or 2 days, a short-term rebound from that. Okay, so we can see from here, this stock high volume down, but when it's at the bottom over here, there's a lot of high volume actually comes in. So it seems like it's supported. There demand actually comes in to support these stocks. So in this case wise, I think these stocks will have a rebound for the next day. All right, so maybe, so you guys can have a look into it and see whether it's right. But so far, those stocks that I mean, the market, looking at how the market works, then we know that you have followed us for a very long time, and why you are still following us to watch our daily market or not weekly market prep is because what we say is true, and you like the way how we analyze the stocks, which is very different from the others in the market. Oh, this one just newly listed, so I'm not going to look into it. So what we can do, and what we can do that we can precisely know that whether the market is going to have a rebound or going to have a retrace. Why we can do that is because we are analyzing things are much more details than the traditional technical analysis, where it's like, I would call that a textbook skill. Okay, so everyone is learning the same the same skill from the textbook, but when you apply in the real market, it doesn't really work. So that's why because those are too general, it's too general. It's good for analysts, okay, so we can tell like what is happening right now, but it's not so good to tell us what is going to happen after that. Because I prefer to look into this is because I find at least there's someone actually we can follow, the big boys. So stock market, if you want to make profit from the stock market, it's not that difficult. You just need to know how to follow them and need to know how to read what is their intention through all this price and volume and transaction data, which every one of us, we have that access. All right, so let's continue to see. Overall, after I look into it, it seems like majority of it are a bit mixed. Some are showing signs of of a rebound, some are not, but mainly those that seems like in the component stocks are showing a bit of support or demand are coming in. So you have to be careful or look into it. Churning stocks, a plunge over here. I think this one is because some of the bad news are coming out. So of course, if let's say you're holding some of the stocks right now and then it's at the losing part, what you can do, I won't tell you what to do because you will not do it most of the time because it's too hard for you to actually do any cut loss for that. So I think you have already set up your mind to okay, continue to hold on to that stock and stuff like that. So pretty hard for that. All right. So that is what we call the hope analysis. Majority of the stocks that is going down in the top active list are mainly those churning stocks. So most likely, I think those that is down like public bank, all those Hata, those they are showing some sign of demand in, but demand in doesn't mean that they will continue to come in as a demand. One thing I don't really like to see the price movement is like this. Based on my experience, I might be wrong this time, that usually stocks that the price moves sideways like this, it will just continue goes down a bit lower. Okay, so that's my experience that I see. I might be wrong this time, so I'm not sure. But looking at this, seems like there's a lot of high volume actually comes in at the bottom. So be careful when you trade in the market. So it's a bit mixed, all right? Market mix. So we have to be selective, very selective and careful when you are selecting the stocks. So let's see, do I have any questions? Of course, if let's say you have any question, feel free to write it down in the comment box. Okay, while I'm going to look into FPM KLCI and see. So far, no comments are coming in. FPM KLCI, majority are going down. I like to see those stocks that is going down because that will actually tell us that whether they will have a rebound coming into the market. So far, we do see price is down, but at the bottom over here, there's a lot of high volume actually comes in, but it doesn't mean that they will immediately have a rebound. So we still need to see on the next day, which is tomorrow, to find out whether they will have intention to continue to move the price up higher. Seems like things is going to have a rebound soon. So let's watch the market and see. But those that is trading at the high side is definitely there's selling pressure coming in. So most likely next week we'll have a market mixed market. So some up, some down. So you have to be very selective into your trades. Okay, so of course for us wise, we'll do the same thing, day trading, short-term trades. All right, so if you want to know how do we do the day trading from there, tomorrow morning we will have a live stream on day trading. So a bit of pre-open market. So it depends. Not sure what kind of strategies that we will use. We just depend on tomorrow morning and see whether they have any theoretical opening price strategies that we can look for it for day trading, or maybe we look into it those that is going to have a rebound stocks for day trading, all right? Or maybe we look into some of the trending stock to make the profit from the day trading. So multiple ways of doing it. There's no right or wrong, just that whether you are using the right trading method in the right market situation. Okay, so if you want to know more about this, okay, we have our training course. Give us an inquiry, ask us about it. Next intake on September. So if you sign up right now, there will be an early bird price for every one of you. Okay, so let's do a summary over here. Overall, the market is mixed. Be selective when you are selecting any stocks to look into it. So don't get too overconfident. I know that previous few days, few weeks, you might have a little bit of profit from it, but market is mixed. So if you are not careful in selecting your stocks, it's easy for you to trap in the stocks again. So whatever profit you have made, then it will actually start to goes back down into negative again. All right, so be careful of that. Of course, this is what traders and investors we do. We look at the opportunity, right opportunity, then we look into it. All right, and we react to the market. So if let's say you are not reacting to the market right now, or you are not able to react to the market right now, then you have to try to know how to react to it. Okay, so that's for the Sunday market prep. So hopefully every one of you are able to benefit from here on knowing what to look into it, what kind of trading styles to look into it. All right, so we don't give fish, but we teach you how to fish. Okay, thank you very much. See you guys again next week. Bye bye.
Wrong and Search, True Traders